that connection helped Villeneuve in the face.
Okay, use this for the show. It's
I
great.
don't think that's accurate.
Let's. That's awesome.
It's not.
But let me see.
That's not true.
So ChatGPT has this microphone thing.
Yeah, and you just converse.
Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm going to
So
do that with the rest of my day.
Cancel your date.
Yeah, exactly.
Just found the friend.
Are we ready? You thought you?
We've been ready.
We've
We're
been-
recording.
Since for roll.
Welcome to those fancy Italian red cars.
Yes,
With
fancy.
our friend.
Nice to be
What's
here
your name again?
My name is still and was Guido Grasso Jr. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see you. Yeah, you're wearing black today. It's very slimming.
It's a day of mourning.
Yes.
We still mourn after all these years. Our boy Gilles Villeneuve.
Excuse me.
And
To Gilles. No,
to Gilles.
if anything, I remember one of my earliest memories was his tragic death.
It was so painful.
I was like 5.
I thought, you know what? My most painful celebrity deaths, the
Was
ones that make me sad, is Gilles Villeneuve and Tony Soprano.
Me too. Robin Williams.
Those two, Robin Williams,
Yeah, Robin Williams.
doesn't affect me as much, but
'cause
Tony,
he did it to himself.
Tony and Jill, those
But
two
Jill-
bug me.
I
It's
think,
like they shouldn't be dead.
I think, was it because he was ejected?
Yeah, he was. So, I mean, who knew what his state of mind actually was? But the theory is that, the theory.
He was reckless.
People around him, I think he made some sort of an agreement with his teammate, and the teammate didn't respect it. Where it was like, I'll let you win, but then you got to let me pass. And he didn't do it.
Like in the movie we saw.
And he was incredibly upset about it. And he had something to prove.
So he was driving already at tres quarts, as they say.
Yeah, because already he would always drive, beyond the limit.
So now he's
And I guess
driving
he
with a
went-
little extra edge, a little extra anger.
And ultimately didn't make the curve. And oh my God. And just the way he
That's what he
fell
landed
and-
on the fence.
But you see his body swinging in the air.
Awful.
It's really a tragic. I guess the only solace is he died doing what he loved. But
Yeah.
you know that he was never champion, but that he should have been. So we heard this great story from when we went to visit the Jacobazzi family in the
What region?
in the region of Emilia Romagna.
Okay.
And basically, they told us that insider information. I don't think this has ever been published. It's a funny anecdote.
You're hearing it here first.
So Gilles Villeneuve had made a deal.
He loves hearing the rapper.
The serious of this segment is sponsored by Lindt Easter chocolates.
So he
being
made the-
eaten.
He made a deal, you said.
So he made a deal with his partner at the time was Jody Scheckter in the Ferrari team. Actually, no, he made a deal to buy a condo in Monaco.
Okay.
And apparently, after making the purchase, he realized that he'd been screwed by the deal and he wanted to cancel out of that contract. And he was unable to do it. So he asked Jody Scheckter for help because apparently Jody Scheckter was connected and was able to make it happen. But
To get him out of this condo
to get him out
deal.
of this purchase of this condo in Monaco. And Jody Scheckter said, yes, but only if you let me win the next race and let me pass. Because I want to win.
Could you imagine?
So he and Gilles, true to his,
He let him win.
he was loyal to his word. He was honest, and that's why he was upset. And probably that's why he died, because he felt betrayed by the initial deal. But getting back to this agreement with Jody Scheckter, so Jody Scheckter helped him out, got him out of this real estate deal, and Villeneuve let him win as promised. And at the end of the season, had he not done that, he would have been the champion.
Unbelievable.
And then he died without ever accomplishing that goal. That's a crazy story.
That is. I have a question.
Sure.
What was the name of our racetrack before his passing? That's a Trivial Pursuit question.
Circuit de l'Île Notre-Dame.
I don't know. Ile Sainte-Hélène?
I don't think it had a name. I mean,
come on.
This naming thing happened, I guess later.
It's on Parc Jean Drapeau. And Parc Jean Drapeau used to be called Ile Sainte-Hélène.
Ile Sainte-Hélène.
And I'm guessing... Oh, now you want to ask ChatGPT?
No, leave chat alone.
Here's a question. You can write it in the comments below. What was the name of Circuit Gilles Villeneuve before it was named after race car driver Gilles Villeneuve?
Good question. Good question. We need to follow up on that.
Sandro Danibale. I'm trying to find a way to squeeze in that name on every episode.
Actually, it's good that you named him early on in the episode because he doesn't have patience to watch all 40 minutes.
Oh, so he'll just hear. You know who has a lot of patience?
Who?
Hospitals.
Chum, chum, chum.
Sandro, Fabrizio owes you $1,400.
Yes, no problem.
Okay, so now what is this?
So I don't know how Enzo even, got wind of Gilles Villeneuve even existed because I think he was racing in minor, racing series.
He was racing here.
Snowmobiling.
Yeah, exactly.
And somehow he got wind of this kid.
Not far from where we are right now.
Yes.
He was racing. You're right. How the heck does a guy in Italy hear about this guy?
It's a question that needs to be answered. We'll need to research, but it's just amazing that then he was thrown into this world. And I think his first contract was with McLaren. And I think there's a copy of that contract at the museum in Berthierville. But for some reason, I don't know how he ended up with Ferrari, but Enzo Ferrari absolutely adored Gilles. And the fans also in Italy, I mean, they went nuts for him. He was like a national hero without being Italian. He was
almost like a Maradona figure over there.
Yes, a very, very good comparison. Yeah. Maradona and Gilles really adopted by these people. And I think Gilles more than Maradona because with Maradona there was a little bit of a rupture with
Boca
Italiano Wanda when Argentina beat Italy.
Yeah, you're right.
And they played very dirty.
They played
a very dirty game. But I digress.
Now, Jacques, his restaurant closed down in downtown Montreal. Yeah. Is he still around? I'm sure he lives in Monaco and is doing well.
He moved to Italy. He moved to the Somma Lombardo region.
So he's not living
and I think he's still there today.
So he's in Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, he made enough money racing that he's... is he still racing? Sometimes these guys become test pilots and stuff, right?
Sometimes they do like these PR stunts and they drive the old Gilles Villeneuve cars. I don't think he's actively competing in any series
I don't think he's itching for money either.
But you that's been in the restaurant business, why do all these celebrity restaurants close? Planet Hollywood and anything that's celebrity driven.
Now,
except for Nobu, Robert De Niro. That's the one that's
because the food, I think, is more important than the celebrity behind it. Because if you let's go to John McEnroe's Spaghetti House. Who cares what John McEnroe thinks of spaghetti?
Yeah, ultimately,
you get it.
Food's gotta be good.
The chef at Nobu, he's the reason they go, not De Niro. But
De Niro was just a financial backer.
I remember when I was in New York once, a couple of years ago. So the reason these restaurants, it's obviously the pandemic too. But I was in New York and I was on Tinder and I met this beautiful girl from Athens, Greece. Her name was Merope.
How exotic.
And she's like, I want you to go to the restaurant. I want you to come. I want to show you the real Greece in a restaurant. I said, no problem. I'll meet you there. And I'm like, let me be a gentleman. It's on me. You ever been to this restaurant called Milos?
Oh, boy.
So now here I am. Milos next to the Hudson River. I'm like Niagara Falls keg,
There goes the mortgage payment.
Oh my God. I'm eating these stone crabs with this girl. She's showing me the real Greece. I have 2 credit cards I don't even think she kissed me that night, but I know it cost me like $600 for nothing.
Holy crap.
I had to go to the Mythos. It's simple. Yeah, right. She ruined me. Celebrity restaurant.
We all have a friend, a Greek friend named George or Costa, right?
Nick.
Are those the only 2 names?
Jimmy, Nick.
Nick,
yeah.
Nikos. Getting back to Gilles.
Well, now, Here you have in these. Is he overrated or underappreciated? I think I know the answer to that.
Well, I don't have the answer. Do you think Gilles was overrated because he's a legendary fact that he passed away and so on?
That
or
might
he's
play into it.
underappreciated because he was that good?
If Kurt Cobain would stick around, would he be as good today? Or because he checked out early, is he a deity? Is that what's happening with Gilles? Like, what about Ayrton Senna?
I think dying helps the legend.
It does
right?
help. Sadly,
because
Elvis.
I was listening to Howard Stern talk about Jimi Hendrix, and they were basically contemplating if Jimi Hendrix was alive today, and imagine he'd be like a has-been.
He'd be like Carlos Santana.
He'd be Carlos Santana still
yeah, but that's it. That's it.
Still put asses in the seats, but you know how some artists now they're just downgraded from stadiums to like bars and nobody's listening to them anymore.
Sly and the Family Stone was living in his van.
So you almost dying helps.
Yeah, like Amy Winehouse. So
it's like painters, artists. They can't make money until their stuff has no value until they die. It's kind of sad. Isn't that sad?
Banksy. Would you say, see, on this Ferrari race car show, we talk about Banksy.
We take off on tangents.
Do you think Banksy is today's Picasso?
In a way, yeah. It's very rebellious. Did you see the documentary on Banksy?
No, but I'd love to know what his face.
Documentary.
Yeah. Oh, so Exit Through the Gift Shop?
Yes. Isn't it great?
Yeah, excellent.
So the guy sets out to do a documentary about Banksy. And then as the documentary progresses, the documentary becomes about him.
I love it.
It was
art.
So crazy, but so good.
The reason I'm going into art is I remember in the 80s specifically, there was this Pininfarina, right? What was his name?
Pininfarina.
He was the designer of the iconic.
Yes, and sadly, today they don't use the Pininfarina design anymore.
What are they using now?
I think they do it in-house, and I don't want to be mean, but you can kind of tell that Italian design is lacking a little bit.
They rounded
so
the
when you look at
a little
the
bit.
12 cilindri and the Roma and the 296, and I mean, they're still beautiful, but I'm just wondering if we would remove the badge, we would still call it beautiful. I don't know.
Exactly.
But the Pininfarina touch.
Look, I'm going to tell you that I've seen some Lamborghinis that are gorgeous. You know what I mean? I think the design prime for me was 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
And that's
it. The cheese grater, Testarossa, 348.
And that's it. That's when they I don't know. And
back in the day.
Now, so they're in-house. There's not even a special...
There's no name. I guess because economically you don't want to have to pay somebody to, design. Who knows? But getting back to Gilles, I have another great Jacobazzi story.
Go ahead.
Enzo hired Gilles to be the driver for the team and had to get him a sponsor. Introduced him to the Jacobazzi family and asked Jacobazzi to please sponsor the kid because he needed a sponsor. And so on every picture of Gilles, you see it on his chest, the big Jacobazzi. And Jacobazzi used to have the the champagne at the end of the race.
Yeah. It was them.
It was them,
not Moet and Chandon.
But it was for only a few races. I think Imola and Austria was Jacobazzi. It wasn't a sponsor for the year. And Bernie Ecclestone made a deal with Moet Chandon.
That's how old he is.
And Moet Chandon wanted to have exclusivity of all the races.
Okay, and that's where it happened.
So he approached Mr. Jacobazzi and said, what do I need to do to get you to, let go of the Imola race and put Moet Chandon instead? And Jacobazzi threw a number out there and Bernie Ecclestone said yes right away.
Wow.
So Jacobazzi kind of repented and says, I should have asked for more because I feel like he would have given it to me. He would have signed the check. So then, but Bernie Ecclestone was, he's still very shrewd. So they do the deal and then the Austrian race comes around. So now Jacobazzi's ready. So he says, same thing. Bernie Ecclestone calls. Can I get, because Bernie really wanted to give exclusivity to Moet Chandon because it was a big payday for him.
Yeah, sure.
But this time, Mr. Jacobazzi kind of held on to his price and named him a much higher figure. Well, Bernie Ecclestone got so pissed off that, you know what he did? He canceled the Austrian Grand Prix
just because of that move.
Because of that move. So and waited for the contract with Jacobazzi to expire before returning to race. So Austria did not have a Grand Prix
because of that
for 3 years because Jacobazzi ended up with nothing.
Talk about egos, man.
I mean, that's crazy. So
the amount of money on the table just because of pride.
By killing the race entirely, you could basically fulfill your obligation to Moet Chandon and say, all the races were yours this year and collect that money. So there's a lot of insider stories.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
We visited the Jacobazzi vineyard. It was just crazy how many stories the old man.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And but again, overrated, appreciated. What about the son, Jacques? I mean, he was the winner in a way.
Winston, was that the car he was driving?
The Williams.
Yeah. And he then he went to Indy.
I think he started in Indy and then he went back after.
Yeah.
But
he's got to be about 50. He's got to be, how old is he, Jacques?
Oh, he's probably our age. He's got to be early 50, maybe late 40s.
Indianapolis, they race. Mario Andretti raced until 7 years old.
Yeah, Mario Andretti.
So why is it that in IndyCar you can race till you're 70, and in Formula One you could race till you're 35?
Have you seen the shape these guys are in?
No, that's what I mean.
It's incredible.
They're like jockeys on horses. They're very fit. I remember Gino had showed me Vettel's Ferrari bicycle. It was a Ferrari bicycle made by Ferrari that Sebastian Vettel would ride to the track from Old Montreal every morning.
He was always on that bike, yeah.
He was on the bike.
He was on the bike. And it's amazing that when they drive around and walk around, they wear their Ferrari shirt. Like, you think they want to be more incognito.
Yeah, but
maybe they're contractually obligated to wear it.
I think they are. But they're in they're like 140 pounds. They're very small. They are small. Why is it that? Why? Because they go in a circle, they could race till they're 70, and because they don't go in a circle,
I think it's got something to do with the G-forces and all that, and the strength required. So there's a guy on YouTube
will go as fast.
I don't think NASCAR. I don't think it's
IndyCar?
The same. No,
you sure?
I'm pretty sure it's F1 is just a crazy.
But I know they slowed down the cars
a little bit because it was getting out of control. But there's a guy on YouTube, young guy. Very fit. He got this opportunity to drive an F1 car on the track, and they gave him like a little bit of training. And he talks about it in the video. The brakes are so hard. He goes, so what they teach you is you got to go flat out, and then when it's time to take the curve, you hit the brakes, you do your turn, and then you reaccelerate. So he goes, I got to the turn. He goes, with all my might, I pushed on the brakes with everything I had.
And what happened?
And he goes, when he got back to the pits, he goes, the crew congratulated him and said, wow, you got to like 40%.
Mostly people don't make
than what
the average.
The F1 drivers do. And that was impressive. He goes, how strong are these guys that I put everything I had and I hit like 40%. So
on braking, that's how hard. Or you're going to go right into a wall,
and that's 60 times, around.
So they got to have like leg press.
The physical fitness.
It's true. I remember in the movie when you see them training with the oxygen mask. Like, these guys are on treadmills. They're not just.
That whole Brad Pitt. I mean, at his age, it was just. They took liberties, which is okay. For
Brad Pitt e Pepe Tena Scala.
You know his brother Stu? Stupid. But tell me something. When Jacques won the championship, how did you feel?
Nostalgic, proud, because of his dad. Because I felt like a Quebecer.
But it was kind of like a double-edged thing because you were root for Ferrari.
Yeah.
You want Schumacher to win, But then you start to see all the celebrations surrounding Jacques.
Yeah.
And a little bit of your Quebec Canadian pride kicks in. And
it becomes the Canadian pride as opposed to the Italian pride.
Yeah, it didn't hurt as bad, right? It was kind of like... And when
Canada scored in the World Cup. Woo!
I ran into Jacques.
And I had a shirt.
I had his T-shirt because I took a bet with the people at my work. I was working security back then downtown. And we made a bet that if Jacques won the championship, I would have to buy a Jacques Villeneuve T-shirt and wear it at work.
Okay.
And if Schumacher won, he would the other guy I was betting with, he would have had to buy a Ferrari Schumacher shirt and wear it at work. So I lost the bet. So I honored and I kept the shirt and I still have the tag and everything. And I was able to go into the pits at the Montreal race. And I ran into Jacques and I had him sign my shirt. But I also wanted to tell him the story.
He was a nice enough guy. I've met him before.
I mean, listen, he was okay. The problem is Gino was rushing him and didn't allow. Gino was annoyed that I was talking to Jacques.
Of course.
And he was like...
Shout out to Gino.
And I was like... I was a little bit irritated at Gino that day. But it's okay. Because I was telling Jacques, I was rooting for Schumacher because I'm a Ferrari guy, and that's all I was able to get out. And then he rushed him out because the end of the story was, but I was kind of happy that you won, and I ended up feeling proud and whatever. And I wanted to give him I gave him the pot, and I want to give him the roses, but Gino whisked him away, so I never got to tell him that.
Let's call Gino's mom's house right now.
No, that's not bothering.
Can we give that number out on the air?
No.
Comadre Carol. She was very nice.
So, and I have a funny anecdote about Jacques, the uncle.
Yes, I was gonna ask about that.
Shortly after,
Jacques Villeneuve is Gilles' brother, who was as much a race car driver as Gilles back in the day. And then what happened? One veered one way, one veered the other way?
I think Gilles had, was more talented. I think Jacques was more, he could do, I think he was more, he had more ability to adapt.
Okay, the other
to different kinds of racing. Because I mean, he raced everything. I think he raced tractors and buses. I mean, Jacques was all over the place. But shortly after Gilles' death, I was a little kid. I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And these two guys came from Italy, and they had a plaque, and they were, big fans of Gilles. And they wanted to go visit the parents, Gilles' parents in Berthierville. So I don't know how they did it. My godfather and my dad, we got in the car and we drove, and we knocked at the door. And they greeted us and they allowed us to go inside of Gilles' house. It was amazing.
Wow.
We met the parents.
That's so cool.
And we had the camera. We already had to load the film.
I wonder if his parents are still around.
There was no digital camera. No, the parents have been died long time ago. But we had trouble with the camera. Remember the Kodak? You had to load the film in. And Jacques...
Flash cubes.
Jacques Villeneuve, the uncle, came in. I guess he came to see his parents, and we were there. And hey, nice to meet you, whatever. And he says, he's got problems with his Kodak. So Jacques starts tinkering and fixed our camera. And with the mom saying he's good at these things, he fixes everything, So that was a cool Jacques.
How
Villeneuve.
old was he at the time?
Oh, he must have been, I would say late, maybe early 30s.
Wow.
I think they were not that far in age, Jacques and his brother Gilles. But do you know? If you go to Berthierville, there's a tombstone.
And let me guess. It's just, it's not him. It's just, it's a plaque, but he's not there.
Yes.
I knew it.
I didn't know until we visited the museum a few years ago.
His ashes were scattered and there's no
in
actual.
Monaco. Yeah. And there's,
like Andre.
I read somewhere that his body's there, but the ashes are in Monaco. But
no,
once
it's not
you
possible.
Get cremated, the body's gone.
You're done. Yeah.
So
he's not there. It's
ChatGPT needs to adjust their response on that.
Like Andre the Giant, you can't go to he's scattered on he was scattered as well.
He had a restaurant in Montreal, did he not?
Yes, on Peel. I have I'm not sure, but I think it's Chez Alexandre or something like that.
Oh, it was that location.
I think it is that. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a famous photo of Andre on a Cadillac. And it's on Peel. You know how you could tell? there's no front license plate.
Oh, because that's how you know you're in Quebec.
You can always tell.
Does Ontario require front?
Everybody except us.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no front license plates here. We're the only place. There's no, Ontario, everybody. Yeah.
And we can't turn right on red. Are we the only
Us
one?
in Manhattan.
Oh, it's
Not
true,
New York.
Manhattan.
Not New York, Manhattan, just like here. Yeah.
But now you're allowed here, except in Montreal.
Yeah,
and
except
then,
Montreal, except Manhattan. You're allowed in New York. You're allowed in Queens. You're allowed in Laval.
In Laval, but you see, I love what Laval did with that because they allow it, but everywhere where it's useful and makes sense, they have a sign saying, here you can't. And there goes my municipal rant.
That is your municipal rant. I just found...
Have you been to the museum lately?
Of natural history? I saw a T-Rex. No,
they stole the bronze statue.
I'll
in
be
the
honest.
front,
Have they really?
Yeah,
Wait, I read this recently.
Yeah, they chopped off the statue and probably melted it for the bronze.
That's so bad.
It's such a way. It's so sad.
This happened a few months ago. You're right. I read about it.
Crazy.
They haven't recovered it.
No, I think by now it's been melted and
it's crackheads. But now
I would recreate it out of like foam and just like a faux bronze.
Okay,
just
how about
have it up there, you know?
Okay.
Out of a
you want to go viral? Let's do this right now.
Issue a challenge.
This show will put up a temporary statue in Berthierville in the meantime.
All we need is a sponsor to finance this.
Yeah, no, we'll do it with styrofoam if we have to. We'll make it out of sticks. Let's go do that. We're going to do that. I'm not kidding. I want to do that.
Those pizza hands can sculpt?
No. I can sculpt. We'll make it out of clay.
Because I can't sculpt.
Okay, there's a movie.
I'll stand behind you like in Ghost.
Watch. There's a movie called America.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
There's a movie called
America Idol. Not American Idol. America Idol with the letter K.
Idol as in IDLE or Idol as in IDOL?
America Idol, like Simon Cowell.
Okay.
But with the letter K. It's a movie about a small town in Serbia who was so discouraged and depressed that they needed to find a local hero. And the people decided Rocky Balboa is their hero. And they tried to get...
Wow.
The statue from Philadelphia sent to this town. Now, there's two of those.
There's one is based on truth or it's all fiction?
There's two. There's one near the Spectrum of Philadelphia, the one that's in the movie, the Rocky statue. And there's another one in Sylvester Stallone's backyard that he sold to Adele. Adele bought his house with the Rocky statue.
Wow.
So Adele owns that statue. The point of this movie is the locals had the local artist make the Rocky statue out of cement. So there is a Rocky statue in Serbia. So we being sculptors, let's do this. Let's make, I'm not kidding, this is true. We're going to make a Gilles Villeneuve statue out of whatever resources we can. We'll make it out of peanut butter if we have to.
All right.
And yeah, that's it. So stay tuned because we're going
to work on that. We're going to start a GoFundMe.
We should.
Foam. How much could foam cost? Or cement or whatever?
Ask the mafia.
Oh boy. Speaking of
Sandro.
No. Speaking of
Sal.
have you been following the let's call it the rift between the family and the museum? Kind of sad in a way that there's not cooperation there. I don't know.
Like any family.
Who's right, who's wrong, but
you're talking about the legacy and the estate?
There was some objects in the museum that were recently
disappeared,
seized by the family.
Okay, they're allowed.
And they took them back.
Why did they take them back?
I know that the museum curator is very takes a lot of initiatives.
Now, who's the family? His widow?
There's the Villeneuve family.
His widow?
Yeah,
Jacques' mom?
Well, he's got the daughter and the Jacques and the his widow. Yes, Joanna.
Now, what is...
Who's a very nice lady. And
that's it. So what is the problem? Why can't they leave some things?
I'm not sure. They're not in tune. They're not in line. I think they have different philosophies.
They need a mediator.
How to remember Gilles. And there's some bickering there.
Well, look,
it's kind of sad because for us fans, can we all just get along? In the words of Rodney King.
It's very true, because if you go to Las Vegas right now, in Las Vegas, all they talked about for years were Siegfried and Roy.
Yes.
Siegfried and Roy are dead. Their museum is gone. There's no trace of them ever existing in Las Vegas.
I know. Right?
Okay? And same
they
thing
even
with
took
Liberace.
The lions out of the MGM Grand display.
But the point is, even Liberace, another Las Vegas,
yes.
The Liberace Museum is gone. After he died, some guy ran the museum for years.
Yes.
And then just done. So guys like this, if they don't do it properly, the Gilles Villeneuve Museum will just fade away.
Yeah.
You got to do it properly. And I just named 2 big acts that vanished.
You're very true.
For one race car driver. So that's why I'm not even kidding. It will be good.
It would be an amazing accomplishment to get the statue done.
Look at all this.
There's tons of pictures.
You know you're capable, and I know exactly who can help us too. I'm going to contact my friend Sylvain Prévost. He's an artist. He's wonderful. We're going to put this all together beautifully.
And we have to put a disclaimer at the bottom. Please don't steal it. It's not real bronze.
Yeah, we'll make it out of cottage cheese if we have to. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do it. We'll make papier mâché.
How does cottage cheese handle the harsh Canadian Nordic winters?
I would wrap it in Flex Seal.
Why? What if we wrap it like, the Italians wrap the fig trees with the plywood and the yellow rope?
Dude, there's
to protect.
We'll make it.
There's ways.
We'll make a Gilles Villeneuve bushes if we have to.
We'll find a guy in a camisole, and I'm sure that he'll know what to do.
No.
A nonno. We need a nonno and a camisole.
We'll do it in a. Did you ever see that aluminum foil challenge?
Oh yeah, where they make a perfect
sphere.
Yeah,
maybe we could do something like that.
A lot of
where
challenges.
Aluminum. Anyway, there's ways. We're all creative. Put our heads together.
Guido Grasso is on the case, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm telling you, we'll get this statue made.
Those fancy Italian red cars servicing the community and honoring the legend.
Isn't that a good idea?
Gilles Villeneuve, number 27 forever in our hearts.